pose this provocative idea, who is Luke Skywalker, that would be something that was said by one of our characters.
Don't look at it. Shut your eyes, Mary, and don't look at it no matter what happens.
Essentially a myth.
There isn't a day that goes by with talk about George. It's the standard what would George do. One of the things that we talked about very early on was that the villain was in the midst of adolescent angst.
And Kevin's like, we got it. We're like, mic drop.
Don't look, Ray! Keep your eyes shut!
I like to make men uncomfortable.
There's only me here. I'm not talking to anybody. They always end with an innuendo, like talking about. Hi ho! It's me, Mr. Dave here in the Mooch Cave, and bit of a news flash. Yes, that's right. Everybody's favourite franchise-destroying person, Kathleen Kennedy, has announced, unofficially I might add, that she's stepping down as president of Lucasfilm. Thank the fuck for that. Sorry, I shouldn't swear, but good riddance to bad rubbish. It's just a shame because I'm not a. To be fair, when I see an interview, she seems a nice lady, and I've heard, behind the scenes, she's a nice lady. She just got hold of Lucasfilm in 2012. I can imagine some of you are already like out in the streets dancing and singing this little ditty. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, oh witch, the wicked witch. Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Sam, that's enough.
Right, so let's have a look then. So this is from comicbookmovie.com. Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy expected to step down as Lucas president by the end of the year, 2025. So, sorry about that. Right again. Kathleen Kennedy has ruled over the Star Wars empire for more than a decade, but looks like she might finally be moving on from this galaxy far, far away, as reported by Puck, that she intends to retire by the end of 2025. There's definitely something to this in the story as it's been picked up by the Hollywood trades, blah, 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 and often shared by YouTubers. Hello. If Kennedy does... sorry, let's try again. What is wrong with me today? If Kennedy does plan on stepping down, then she's unlikely to be missed by the majority of Star Wars fans. She joined Star Wars as chairman alongside Star Wars creator George Lucas in 2012, and later took over following his exit when Disney acquired the company for $4 billion. Now, growing up in the 80s, I had many film posters, but I still have, around my bedroom walls. Still have. But at the time, it was Back to the Future, Goonies, Batteries Not Included, perks of working in a video shop, I guess. And Kathleen Kennedy's name was on the brilliant Back to the Future trilogy. You know, Goonies and all, anything by Spielberg, Hook, and all sorts. So when it was told that George Lucas was stepping down in 2012 and Disney was taking over, I didn't like the idea. Honestly, I thought, what's the point of an episode 7? No, it ended with 6. But Kathleen Kennedy was there, said, I'm taking over as president, I will look after the franchise. Fair enough. And turn it around she did, from great films to making shit films. And it was just mismanaged. But I don't know what was going through her mind, but the stuff she thought, well, yeah, do that and do that. No. So Kathleen Kennedy produced The Force Awakens, the first Star Wars film out for 10 years after the prequels. That came out in 2015. Did really well, did over $1 billion. And it got bums back on seats and Star Wars back in vogue again. Although I watched it thinking, I'm not so sure about this, but, there was a buzz, I could feel it, went to see it, and I went, yeah, it's just ripping off A New Hope, it's just rehashing. And with no 20th Century Fox logo being out, it's a bit cold, this. But I didn't really put the blame then on Kathleen Kennedy. It was more on J.J. Abrams. But then he was a substitute for Ruin Johnson, who ruined Last Jedi, and I think it's from there. That's when the fan base started. Because some people love it, some people really hate it, and I was being ill on the night of the screening. I felt bad ruining it for me. I was just coughing all the time. But I think I kind of kept him awake at the same time because we all came out and said that wasn't good. Thank God I was coughing through it. Something to do. So yeah, that's where the crack started showing. Then Solo came out, and I think the biggest problem several problems with that because they obviously switched directors. Kathleen Kennedy didn't like where the Lego boys were going. I forgot the names. And decided to bring on Ron Howard, which I thought was a mistake. They should have just carried on, but this is the thing what Lucasfilm and Disney do now. They'll just sort of start filming stuff, review it, and no, shall we do it again? What happened to writing a script first and then filming? So I think Kathleen Kennedy's biggest mistakes is moving the goalposts. She should have kept on Lego Boys for Solo. She should have kept on Colin Trevorrow for Duel of the Fates, which ended up being J.J. Abrams doing Rise of Skywalker, which I still think is the weakest of the Star Wars films. It's just a terrible trilogy. It's just they don't connect. And that's the old point of what George did. I mean, the prequels, and even to respect the original trilogy, it's got some haters. But you've got to admit they feel like Star Wars films, and they do connect. Sequel trilogy, it's so disjointed. So it's just bad planning, bad management, and it's Kathleen Kennedy's name. Mandalorian, first 2 seasons, did really well. They obviously went, let's move away from films, let's do TV. Spent a load of money, and it got good figures. But she didn't want to bring Luke Skywalker into it. She said, no, it's got to be Forces female. But Jon Favreau, bless him, he got his way, brought Luke in at the last episode of season 2, and the fans rejoiced and went mental, hooray, Star Wars is back. To which Kathleen went, no, Forces female. So season 3 just went downhill. I mean, I didn't mind it, but it was a big change. And it's just this Forces female got to bring activist writers in. Why? Why bring in angry people who want to make men uncomfortable, want to bring in queer agendas and all this strangeness that doesn't belong to Star Wars at all? If somebody bought Mattel and somebody said, right, I'm going to make somebody bought Mattel and said, right, I'm going to make Barbie for boys, exclusively boys who want to be girls, boys, there'd be bloody uproar. They would. And yet we're supposed to sort of sit back and go, yeah, you're making Star Wars for a new audience, particularly ladies, which ladies have always liked Star Wars. So why alienate the big fan base that made them billions of dollars? Doesn't make sense, but again, that's Kathleen Kennedy's way. And just this strange choices of, like, Willow bringing that back. Because I thought Willow was an okay film. But why make a series of it? And then I saw the first 2 episodes. Nope. Awful. So no wonder it got canned. And the Star Wars Hotel, that was a great idea, wasn't it? £6,000 to stay in a little tiny room and you can't go out and you have to basically wear bin bags. No, well, that folded. So that was $1 billion gone down the drain. I've heard lots of good things about the Star Wars theme park, though, the new Star Wars land. My friends, the Three Musketeers, they've been. I've had other friends that have been. They said, oh, you've got to go there. It's great. You'll love it. It's fantastic. It's great. But it's aimed at the sequel fans. No. I saw the original. I saw some artwork for what it was going to be, which was going to be a Tatooine spaceport. But Kathleen Kennedy made it. Nope. Bin them sequels. Yeah, but we got a bigger one. No! I want Ray and Buckethead, whatever he's called, Kylo Ren, centre stage. Oh, it's got to be a made-up planet aimed at the sequel crowd. So, I think they would have had a more footfall if they stuck to the original plans. But Kathleen Kennedy, no, we've got to make Forces female, we've got to make it... Oh, and Indiana Jones, and oh, Jesus. Obviously, to me, there's only 3 Indiana Jones films, and then there's a bonus disc of the 4th one, which is okay, but I tend to sort of rarely watch that. but I will still watch it over Dial of Destiny. Indiana Jones films are great. Oh, the original 3 were great. Fun, action, adventure, made you feel good. Never were bored with those films, but Dial of Destiny, I was falling asleep at the cinema. How can you fall asleep during an action scene? I felt as old as him. It was just a bad idea, but 300 million for it. No. I even feel bad on in the post. It's actually above me. It used to be behind me, but I thought that's going out of frame. It was one of the last posters I got from a cinema that was closing down, and at the time, the poster was worth £100. Not anymore, I don't think. Jesus. Yeah, she ruined it. She ruined the character. And I heard that, I don't think, it's sort of known that it got delayed a year, and they had about, like 7 endings, because the first 5 revolved Phoebe Waller-Bridge, is it? Fleabag. She became Indiana Jones. Indy died. 2 versions of him died, a younger version and the older version. So Fleabag takes over, puts his hat on, and then there's a recap of all the films, but with her wearing a cap, wearing a hat, crossing the bridge with a sword and being chased by the book. No! No! So the less said about the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew, the better. Watched them, didn't dislike them, I just was bored and just tuned out. I just wasn't interested. It's not Star Wars anymore. Star Wars I used to appreciate when it was every 3 years, and then 16 years for the prequels. That was every 3 years. Then I waited 10 years for the sequel trilogy. That was definitely worth the wait. But yeah, that's it. You were hungry though for Star Wars. So when the Star Wars film was coming out, you were excited. Obviously, being a background extra in the past, I hope I get to be in the Star Wars film. And they came up to me next, do you want to be in the Disney Star Wars? No way! It's just that, whether I've grown up or I've just grown tired of it all, it's just weird, but I just don't like modern Star Wars anymore. I really don't. I just thought it's all the messaging and it's just no story. It's just angry people being hired who don't like Star Wars to write Star Wars things for people who don't like Star Wars and exclude the people who grew up with Star Wars, who made them millions. It just, the logic doesn't make sense. That's why it's good that Kathleen's stepping down. But that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Do you like Kathleen Kennedy? Do you think she should stay on? Be interesting to know your views. But other than that, thank you for watching. Hope for some more news and reviews soon. Don't forget to keep mooching the internet and look after yourselves. Take care.